everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this particular video, we are going to look at a very important topic of interest to students in biology, and that is vitamins. And in the course of this video, we are going to look at the classification of, because we have 13 vitamins, and these vitamins are placed in two classes. Then we move on to look at their scientific name, which is the name other than their common name. And lastly, we look at the deficiency of this vitamin. That means what disease condition will result if these vitamins are not taken, or they are taken in little amount than what is required for a normal body function. So stay tuned and let's get started. Before we look at the various subtopics in this particular video, we are going to take a look at the definition of vitamins. What are vitamins? Vitamins are micronutrients, organic and essential nutrients that are needed for normal bodily function. So let's look at the part of this definition. Number one, we said vitamins are micronutrients. Now, if we have micro, that means we are also going to have macro. So we have macronutrients and micronutrients. Now, what's the difference between both of them? Macro means big or in large quantity. So macronutrients are nutrients that are needed in large quantity. That means your body needs a very large amount of them for normal body function. Then micronutrients, from the word micro means small. So they are those nutrients that are needed by the body in small quantity. So we have 6 classes of food, which are carbohydrate, protein, fat and oil, vitamins, minerals, salts and water. The first 3 are macronutrients, macro, while the last 3 are micro. A large quantity of the food you consume on a daily basis contains a large amount of carbohydrates, protein and fat and oil. That's why your body needs them in larger quantities. So hence they are called macronutrients. While your food contains little or even no amount of vitamin. So that's why we say your body needs them in little quantity. Your food contains little amount of mineral salt. For example, the table salt used in cooking, probably just a few tablespoons of salt. Then water, which also needed in small quantity. So the first 3 are tagged as macro because you need them in large quantity. The last 3 are tagged as micro because you need them in small quantity. Now, the next part of our definition is organic. Why are they organic nutrients? Because they are gotten from living things. And lastly, they are essential because your body needs them to carry out several functions. One of them, which is very important, is it helps to boost the immune system. So it helps your body to fight against diseases and foreign organisms. Now, vitamins can be gotten from majorly fruits and vegetables and other sources, but majorly you can get vitamins from fruits and vegetables. So moving on, our first subtopic is classification. So like I said, there are 13 vitamins. Now these vitamins are classified based on their ability to dissolve in fat or their ability to dissolve in water. So for those vitamins that can dissolve in fat, we call them fat-soluble. Fat-soluble means it can dissolve in fat. Then for those vitamins that can dissolve in water, we call them water-soluble vitamins. So we have 13 vitamins, and those vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin B, and in vitamin B, there are 8 vitamins that make up vitamin B, 8 vitamins. So for that reason, vitamin B is also called vitamin B complex. So we have vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. So we count this 1 plus 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 vitamins in biology. So for our fat, out of these 13, some are fat and some are water-soluble vitamins. So for your fat-soluble vitamin, to easily remember this code called FADEC. FADEC. This F stands for fat-soluble vitamin. So fat-soluble vitamins are made up of vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and then vitamin K. So out of these 13, 4 are fat-soluble vitamins. That means the other 9 are water-soluble vitamins. So for water-soluble vitamins, to easily remember this code called WBC. So for me, WBC stands for white blood cell. So anytime I remember white blood cell, I remember that my water-soluble vitamin are vitamin B, your 8 vitamin B, and then vitamin C. So water-soluble vitamin B is made up of vitamin B, and then vitamin C. So these are the classification of vitamins. So there are some that can dissolve in fat. For that reason, we call them fat-soluble vitamins, which are your vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and K. So to remember, FADEC. Then for those that can dissolve in water, they are called water-soluble vitamins. And to remember this acronym called white blood cell. So water-soluble vitamin are vitamin B, the 8 vitamin B, and then vitamin C. So moving on from classification to the scientific names and deficiency. By scientific name, it means what can we call these vitamins scientifically other than their common or general name. Then for deficiency, it is the disease conditions that result when a particular vitamin is not taken at all or is taken in little quantity than what is required. So remember, we have 13 vitamins. Vitamin A, we have a series of B from vitamin B1 to B12, and these vitamins are generally called vitamin B complex because it's made up of several types of vitamins. Then we have vitamin C, D, E, and K. Now, what are the scientific names for these vitamins? Vitamin A is very essential for the eye, particularly a part of the eye called the retina, and for that reason, the scientific name for vitamin A is called retinol. Then for vitamin B, we have vitamin B1, B2, B3. There is no B4. Then we have vitamin B5, B6, B7. There is no B8. Then we have vitamin B9 and B12. Now, most students find vitamin B1 to B12 difficult to remember, especially their scientific name. So I provided a mnemonic with which you can easily remember the scientific name. The mnemonic is the ruling national political party becomes famous in the country. T here stands for thiamine, or TH stands for thiamine. Arrow is riboflavin. So the scientific name for B1 is thiamine. The scientific name for B2 is riboflavin. For B3, the N here stands for niacin. For B5, the P here stands for pantothenic acid. The second P for vitamin B6 stands for pyridoxine. So remember, in your alphabet, A comes before Y. So remember, it's pantothenic acid before pyridoxine. So for vitamin B7, the B here stands for biotin. For B9, it is F, which is folic acid. Then for B12 is C, which is cobalamin. So the ruling national party becomes famous in the, we are not interested in. So for vitamin C, the scientific name is ascorbic acid. For vitamin D, it is calciferol. For vitamin E, it is tocopherol. For vitamin K, it is phylloquinone, or you can call menaquinone. So for the deficiency of the various vitamins, deficiency of vitamin A results in night blindness or zero photolemia. In night blindness, the individual is unable to see at night. Then the zero photolemia is the dryness of the eyes. You see some persons, when they are being flogged, they don't cry and be like, oh, I'm a very strong individual. It could be that they are suffering from zero photolemia. There's a dryness of tears gland. Then for B1, it is beriberi. Then for B2, it's chiliosis or glossitis. The corners of the mouth or even the lips become swollen, injured, and inflamed. So for vitamin B2, it is, for vitamin B3, it is pellagra. So this is a very common question in your exam because they ask you deficiency of which vitamin leads to pellagra. The answer is vitamin B3 or niacin. Then for vitamin B5, which is also called pantothenic acid, deficiency of vitamin B5 leads to fatigue, tiredness, and also irritability. Then for vitamin B6, known as pyridoxine, deficiency leads to anemia, that's a reduction in red blood cell or hemoglobin, and then neuropathy, that's like a death of the nerve cells rather, leading to numbness, tingling, or it can lead to even what? Feel sensation. Then we have vitamin B7, which is also called biotin. Deficiency is dermatitis. That's dermatitis, inflammation of the skin, and even alopecia. Then vitamin B9 causes anemia, just like vitamin B6. Then we have vitamin B12 called cobalamin, and the deficiency is a very common question in exam. It causes pernicious anemia. Pernicious means harmful. So if anemia does not consume vitamin B12, it can result to pernicious anemia. Why? Because vitamin B12 is essential for the formation of blood. So if you don't consume vitamin B12, or if your meal does not contain vitamin B12, it simply means the ability for your body to form mature red blood cell becomes a problem. So there is little red blood cell in circulation, lead to what's called pernicious, because if not well taken of, it can lead to death. That's why it's called pernicious. Pernicious, which means harmful anemia. Then vitamin B12 can lead to scurvy. Vitamin D leads to osteomalacia in adults. Don't forget this. Osteomalacia is a deficiency of vitamin D in adults. Then rickets is a deficiency of vitamin D in children. They both affect bone formation. So weakness of the bone in an adult is called osteo. Osteo means bone. Malacia, weakness. Then rickets, you see children that have a bent lower limb or a bent leg, because there was a problem with the bone formation, because the vitamin deficiency is vitamin D. Then vitamin E is tocopherol, which can lead to anemia or even peripheral neuropathy, that's death of nerve cells or damage of nerve cells in your peripheral region. Then lastly, vitamin K, which is called phylloquinone, and deficiency leads to hemorrhage. What's hemorrhage? Excessive bleeding. Probably I just take a pin and I puncture myself, and I kept bleeding for like 2 hours, and I was bleeding. I lost 1 liter of blood. The thing refused to clot. That could be a deficiency of vitamin K, because vitamin K helps in blood clotting. So when you don't take it, the clotting factors are not there to bring about clotting. That means the individual will bleed excessively, and that excessive bleeding is what we call hemorrhage. So viewers, I hope you found this video helpful and you learned something from this particular video. Don't forget to like and share this video. Also, drop your questions and suggestions in the comment section of this video, and do it to subscribe if you haven't done that, so that you easily get notified whenever I release any new video on this channel. Till you get to see my next video, do have a wonderful time.